Today on Volunteer Houston, we're at Combined Arms. Combined Arms is this new consortium of veteran nonprofits that come together and serve the Houston community. Here we've got a listing of a whole bunch of our organizations that we're going to be talking about and the activities that they do in the greater Houston region. So as a veteran, as you're walking in, all you have to do is come over, fill out this little iPad here, and get started. And then you can start getting your services that you need as a veteran and start getting out and volunteering in the community. So why don't you follow me today as we find out more about Combined Arms and other nonprofits that are here serving the community. I think we owe our veterans that and more. Come on and find out more today. And welcome back to Volunteer Houston. Today I am joined with John Borsler. John, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, John, you're with NextOp Vets. Tell me a little bit about what NextOp is doing for our veteran population.
So NextOp, we recruit and train and place military veterans into some of the largest industry sectors here in the greater Houston economy. So energy, construction, manufacturing, healthcare, industries that are very well suited for skills and experience that we gain in the military, and really helping them helping these service members translate those extensive skills and experience so that they can have a successful transition into civilian life right here in Houston.
If they're doing something in supply chain, for instance, you're able to pull out those strengths and articulate it. Is that kind of a simple version of?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah. So our team here, we're all veterans who have made that successful transition, and particularly into these industries. So we know what hiring managers are looking for. Yeah. We know what recruiters are looking for, and we can actually articulate that skill set and pivot them into a great career so that they can provide a great foundation for their family, and more importantly, continue to impact the community once they have that great job.
Yeah. And you said something there that I think is very impactful for people to kind of unpackage, is that y'all are all veterans yourself. So you have served. So when you're making that connection, it's not from an outsider looking in. It's a one-on-one relationship there. So.
Right. Someone who's had that experience transitioning in, and so far, we launched in March of 2015, so a little over a year and a half ago, or right at a year and a half, and since then we've placed almost 500 veterans into these great careers and had an economic impact on the Houston economy by about over $25 million. So it's really incredible what our small team here has been able to do in that short period of time, and we really owe it to the great relationships we have with our corporate partners, the employers that want to hire these veterans, and we're just helping them open the door.
Well, and as a nonprofit, it looks like y'all are placing, about a veteran a day? Is that what that math works out to?
A little bit more than a veteran a day right now in 2016, which is pretty incredible, and we're hoping to end the year strong with our numbers. But I think it's more of the success stories that have come out of that, and the retention rates. I mean, actually, we've been able to see that over 85% of those that we've placed actually stay in these jobs and continue to get promoted and get raises and change the culture of their company. So I mean, they're making their companies more productive, more safe, more team-oriented, more respectful, and I think that not only providing these individuals a pipeline to employment, but it's also impacting our economy in a positive way.
That's awesome. So tell me, what are some things that if I'm a veteran at home sitting and I want to get engaged, what can I do? Can I just jump on your website, or?
Best thing to do is go on our website and register with us. It's a short intake form. It's NextOp Vets, so NextOpVets.org.
Okay.
Click on the Veterans tab, fill out our short questionnaire. One of our staff members who is a veteran, like I said, who's made that successful transition from military to civilian life, will be reaching out with you in a couple of 1 to 2 days afterward via phone. Do a complete intake and assessment, make sure we're a good fit for you, you're a good fit for us, and then we'll put you into our programs and hopefully get a job within 20 days. That's the average turnaround time for veterans that we get in the pipeline into a job, into a new career.
So they're uploading their resume, or are they uploading like their experiences? Like how does that side work out for them?
Short questionnaire. They upload their military discharge documentation, showing their DD-214 is what they call it in the military. That document shows us what they did, what rank they came out at, came out as, what type of discharge they have, and then also their resume, and then we'll tweak their resume and their LinkedIn profile depending on what types of jobs and careers that they're targeting.
That's awesome. So you're doing kind of a holistic approach by going in and working on their LinkedIn, it sounds like, too. So
that's, I mean, at the very least, that's what we can do is help with their resume and LinkedIn. But most of the time is we're high touch. We're one-on-one case management throughout those 20 days on average that it takes for us to pipeline them into a new career, and that includes pairing them with a mentor. All of our mentors are volunteers who are veterans who have also made that successful transition, not only from military to civilian life, but into these industries and even sometimes the career roles or companies that the veterans are targeting as their next step, and able to help them manage expectations and also, you know, help them with the culture of difference between military and civilian culture. So it's a very successful all-around wraparound service, so to speak.
So that's another way people can get engaged with y'all, is coming out and volunteering to be a mentor. So
Absolutely.
So they go to the website. Is there a link on there that they're going to
click on the mentor tab? Our mentorship platform is very innovative. It actually pairs with LinkedIn, so you can just sign in with your LinkedIn profile. It takes 30 seconds to complete the questionnaire, and then you actually are able to be paired with a veteran mentee from that point. And then, you know, our staff will take that information gathered from the mentor and use that to pivot into the direct placement with our amazing corporate partners, those employers that want to hire more military.
And what's the advantage for these employers hiring more military?
Obviously, like I mentioned before, you know, to make their companies more productive, more safe, more team-oriented. But also, you know, there's a lot of tax benefits that come with that as well. The workforce opportunity tax credit will actually reimburse the company from the federal government up to a certain amount if they hire a veteran that's been in transition from the military, or a disabled veteran, for example. There's also other federal and state programs they can take advantage of that not only help recruit but help train and upskill these veterans so that they can go into some of the most needed jobs in the petrochemical, the construction, and the healthcare fields that are being vacated at too quick a rate because of the baby boom generation retiring at such a rapid rate.
Yeah. So there is definitely a delta that y'all are trying to make up really quick then.
Absolutely, and veterans and military will only make up a small piece of that delta because we don't have that many people, but I think a significant part of that delta in terms of the number of talent gaps that exist within those industries because of the baby boom generation retiring at a faster rate. At the same time, in the military, we have these large-scale reductions in force. So, you know, usually on average, Houston will get about 3,500 new soldiers transitioning a year.
Wow.
Starting in 2017, we're going to see about 5,000 a year for the next 5 years transitioning to Houston, looking for work, looking to provide a foundation for their family, and then continue to impact our community in a positive way.
Well, today we've been joined with John Borsler from NextOp Vets. John, tell us how people can find about you online. So Google, yeah, that's always the easy one. So
yeah, our website's the best resource, nextopvets.org, nextopvets.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We have a blog site as well. We're linked in through the Combined Arms Network.
Perfect. We'll be talking a little bit more about them here in a bit.
And so, yeah, I mean, so that's there's no wrong door, essentially. Hopefully, if you can call us, you can email us, you can, go on our website, and we will get back to you. It's like I said, it's very high touch, and our veterans that work here are very passionate about helping their brothers and sisters in that sometimes difficult transition from military to civilian life.
Well, John, thank you for your continued service. Thanks. It's always a pleasure. Come back with Volunteer Houston, and we'll be talking with the Combined Arms folks here and looking at what is going on in the Houston community for veteran engagement. Again, John, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Volunteer Houston. I'm Cameron Waldner, and I am joined today with Kelly Land. Kelly, tell me a little bit about what we're doing here at Combined Arms and what you do with Combined Arms, buddy.
Sure. My name is Kelly Land. I'm the Executive Director at Combined Arms. And here at Combined Arms, what we do is we're a network of 28 organizations that provide services to veterans.
Wow. Okay. So there's 28 of y'all, and we're going to be doing some pan out shots and looking around here today. But how in this building, how many, there's 28 agencies here now? Or?
So we have 28 member organizations that are part of our network, and then we have 10 organizations that are actually located in-house with us here.
Okay.
So what that means is that when they come here to Combined Arms and they qualify as one of our member organizations, they're able to reside here, which enables them to, it's rent-free for them.
That's awesome.
And they're able to redirect all that funding back into their programs.
That's phenomenal. That's added impact right there to the agency itself. So when you're looking at that, y'all are essentially a force multiplier then of service. Right. Another way that we are really being a force multiplier is that we're marketing Houston as the best city in the nation for veterans. Well, I mean, it's already the best city in the nation.
That's
so
we're marketing the Houston as the best city in the nation for veterans, and we're telling members of the active duty that are still on base and they're transitioning out of the service, we're telling them, hey, come to Houston, check out of your unit and check into ours.
Oh, that's so it's almost a transition just right into civilian life.
That's right. So the marketing budget that we have and the money that we're spending on marketing is, again, funds that our member organizations don't have to spend.
Yeah, that they can put it on going out and helping veterans rather than paying rent to some for-profit company.
Absolutely. We're in the middle of creating a technology right now that'll help assess and refer veterans to those organizations.
That's awesome. Well, I know Volunteer Houston is one of those partner agencies, and we've had, since y'all's inception, a couple dozen veterans come in on the first week of us using it. So we're thankful for it because it's connecting us with veterans that are looking for services.
That's great to hear.
Oh, good. Well, we wanted to fluff your ego there a little bit. So, but when we look at this and you look at what's going on, I think y'all did a couple of things right. Y'all are in pretty much the central business district. So this is real easy. We were talking with John Borsler earlier. He was saying, 3,500 veterans now, 5,000 veterans over the next couple of years. Does that make Houston now the highest home for returning vets, or are we still number 2 to LA?
Right, we're still second to LA.
Okay.
LA County is the largest municipality population of veterans, when Houston's a close second.
Okay. Well, we don't like being second for long. So what are some things that people can do to get engaged? So either as the veteran or as a volunteer wanting to jump in and help out?
Great question. So number one, the desire to get involved. If you have that, come to our website, it's www.combinedarms.us, and simply click on the button, how do I get involved?
Okay.
Very
intuitive there.
Right, very simple. And from that point, you'll have the opportunity to check blocks that says that you want to get involved in community service, or you want to work on obtaining your veterans benefits. Whatever your needs are, you'll have the opportunity to check those blocks. And what we're doing is we're actually then referring you out to the organizations that provide those services or allow you the opportunities to volunteer.
That's awesome.
And you're one of them,
yes.
at Volunteer Houston. And it takes the onus off the veteran to make the contact to all these organizations, and places the onus on the organization to reach out to the veteran.
It's almost like a one-stop shop then. So they come here and do everything. You mentioned benefits for the veterans. So are you getting them the education awards and connecting? I know that's kind of diving into the weeds, but for a veteran watching at home, what can they expect?
Right. So if you're a veteran and you have not connected with all your benefits at this point, you're not taking advantage of all those benefits that you have earned as a military veteran, we have organizations that are here that'll help you with that paperwork and through that process to make sure that it's as seamless and as quick as possible for you. So Combined Arms itself, our staff is not doing that. We're going to connect you with the organizations that do.
Perfect. Well, I mean, that makes it, I think, easy for y'all, easy for the veterans, and it looks like it's now, getting away from that scary R word, which is redundancy.
Right.
So it looks like y'all are really, truly helping one another. So walk me through what a typical day here looks like of how a veteran may walk through the front doors, and can they hit all 10 agencies here, in one given day? Like, what does that look like for a veteran?
Right. So typically, the way it'll work is, I mean, even if the veteran's at home or maybe they're 300 miles away and they'll be here in 2 months, they'll go through the assessment on our website, and at that point, the organizations will reach out to them, and most likely they'll want to make an appointment with you to come in, or they'll be able to talk to you on the phone and help you that way.
So save you a trip, so make it easy for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. But if we do have somebody that walks in, we can bring them in and we can run them through the assessment here. And if our organizations happen to be in that day, they're out doing a lot of good work.
They're out in the community.
That's right. That's right. So. Then we can have them meet right then and there. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what are a couple of the agencies here? I know that we've hit NextOp. We've got Real Vets there behind you. Who's here behind me? Is this Travis Minion Foundation behind me?
That's right.
So a couple of the others that are here.
Right. So Lone Star Vets. We've got Grace After Fire. We've got NextOp. We've got Travis Minion. We have Wounded Warrior Project. We've got the Mission Continues. We have. Military Veteran Peer Network is here,
awesome.
And the list goes on.
So, I mean, you've got some local, some homegrown, good Texas ones, but then you also have some big national partners that are providing resources. So
that's correct. Yeah.
That I think speaks a great deal of volume to everything that y'all are doing and to the impact that you're looking at all of this. So, Kelly, thank you. So, again, this is Kelly Land, the Executive Director with the Combined Arms here in Houston, Texas. Kelly, thank you so much for being with us. So tell the folks at home how they can find out more about y'all on either social media or Facebook, all of that other good stuff.
Sure. Well, first, thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
But you can find us on Facebook. We're very active on Facebook. Just search Combined Arms, and our website is www.combinedarms.us.
So it's a little bit different. That's combinedarms.us. So, Kelly, thanks so much for joining us on Volunteer Houston, where we're connecting people with their passions. Coming up next, we're going to be talking with Mission Continues and the impact that they're making in areas in and around Houston. So we talked about being out in the community. They're out there with them. So, Kelly, again, thank you, and stay back tuned for more at Volunteer Houston. And welcome back to Volunteer Houston. I'm joined here with Monique from Mission Continues. Monique, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about Mission Continues and the work that y'all are doing in the greater Houston area.
So, we just had a major Veterans Day project, which was awesome, but the Mission Continues is a national nonprofit that empowers veterans to engage in their community via community service. And so we have two programs that kind of help with that. We have our service platoon program and our fellowship program. Our service platoon program is basically what I do. What that is we have volunteer-led platoons throughout the city of Houston. We actually have 5.
Now, how big is a platoon? Is it like...
So a platoon can be anywhere from 30 to 500 people.
Wow.
Right.
That's impressive.
It is impressive, yes. And it's comprised of veterans and non-veterans.
Okay.
Yes, but a veteran leads the platoon.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Y'all are a veteran nonprofit.
Correct. So. Correct. So here in Houston, we have 5 service platoons.
Okay.
Each catered to a community, an underserved community here in Houston.
Okay.
So first platoon is in Cashmere Gardens.
Okay.
Second platoon is in Independence Heights. Third platoon is Kip Northeast.
Okay.
Fourth platoon right now is in the Sunnyside area. And our 5th platoon is right here in the East End.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So looking at some of the Houston demographics, that actually forms like a big Y, and that's actually the big underserved area going up in like the Acres Home, coming into 5th Ward, cutting through the East End and 3rd Ward all the way down to Sunnyside. So when you look at that, y'all are in the areas of highest need. Now, are y'all doing just one service project there and then, hanging your hat and going, or what are y'all doing that's...
So what we do is we craft operations within these communities.
You're gonna have to unpack
I
that.
will. I will most definitely do that. So what that is what we try to do is we try to partner with nonprofits in those communities that are already doing great things.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're not coming in there and saying, hey, we're Mission Continues, we've come to fix the day and save you from all of your problems. Not at all. Right, with our Mission Continues blue shirts on, we're coming in, we're going to fix everything. That is not what we do. So we do a needs assessment of our own, and what that means is going into those communities, finding those strong civic leaders, finding those organizations that are already doing great work and saying, hey, how can we help? How can we help you accomplish your mission or your goals? And what we've come to find is that within these communities there are nonprofits and civic leaders that are wanting our help.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, who wouldn't want the added capacity of like 100 veterans or like 500, right?
Exactly, and we just want to multiply our efforts in the community. So we ask them, say, hey, how can we help? And they'll give us a list of ideas, and we'll match those up with, our skills and our ability. And that's how we craft these operations. We go into these cities, of course, humbly, right? Not saying that we know everything, but we want to know what's going on, right?
So you can get to the bottom of it. So, and you said that there was another program, your fellowship program. So tell me a little bit about the fellowship program.
Sure. So our fellowship program is for 9/11 veterans that are transitioning out of the military and are trying to, I guess, have a hard time transitioning into the civilian sector. And what we do is this fellowship is a 6-month program, and we ask that fellow is a 9/11 veteran, and that they serve 20 hours per week at a nonprofit of their choice. So this becomes free labor for that nonprofit, right? As we pay their monthly stipend to kind of augment the cost of working 20 hours per week. Yeah, because what we find, is that, a lot of post 9/11 veterans transitioning out are actually going into college, to get bachelor's or master's degrees. And this kind of helps augment their expenses, for one. And for two, it helps them come into the nonprofit world. Maybe they, don't have any idea about it. So it's another lens for them to view.
So y'all kind of then have like 3 areas that you're affecting there. So the community and the veterans, the veterans in and of themselves, but then the veterans and nonprofits. So nonprofits can come and get engaged with you, the community can come and get engaged. Like, this is a very holistic approach of getting out there.
It is most definitely a holistic approach, and both of those programs combined is an operation. Right. So what that would look like is this. We have a service platoon program, a service platoon in Independence Heights. Right? Our operational partner is the Independence Heights Redevelopment Council, right? So then a fellow who wants to be involved in community organizing, right? Well, Independence Heights Redevelopment Council is a host site. So that fellow has the opportunity of working in the Independence Heights Redevelopment Council, right? And then in that time we ask that fellow is doing meaningful work. So what that could look like is maybe that fellow finds service projects that our service platoon can do within the Independence Heights community.
So kind of doubling down, really.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Okay. So I have to say, I first found out about Mission Continues and had one of the first fellows, and have seen him now come from, a fellow to working with y'all to now working with Combined Arms. So seeing that program and seeing, a veteran grow into that position is truly awesome. And knowing that y'all have been part of that journey for one person, but that there's like 500 other stories out there in just one platoon, or that potential. So what are some other ways people can get involved? So they can jump on your website.
Oh, most definitely. So we ask people, especially for post 9/11 veterans that are interested in the fellowship. I'll talk about that first. If they're interested, then they can just log on to missioncontinues.org, and there's a link for the fellowship application, and they just need to go ahead and apply for that, and then they will be contacted by Kathy Mackey, who is our fellowship admission specialist here. That's one way. Another way through the service platoon is just come to one of our events. We have 5 platoons here in Houston doing amazing work. We normally have an event every month. You do not have to become a member right away, but we would really like you to kind of experience what it's like to volunteer.
Yeah, most definitely. That's really powerful. So thank y'all all for what you're doing on this. I know that Houston is now a much stronger place, especially for our veterans. So, again, Monique, tell me, how do they find out? So we said the website. There's what, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what else?
Twitter, Instagram. We try to hit up at least those major 3 social media websites. Our website is the main bread and butter, right?
Okay.
If you go to missioncontinues.org, you'll see a long list of where we serve throughout the nation.
And there's a Houston page there, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, there is
Perfect.
a Houston page on missioncontinues.org,
Okay.
but also there is a Houston page on Facebook
Perfect.
that comprises all of the Houston
Well,
platoons.
Monique, thank you so much. Again, we were joined here with Mission Continues and Monique. When we're looking at what our veterans are doing in our community, the impact that they're making, we just hit 3 organizations. We talked about that there's another 28 that are doing great work just here in Combined Arms. So why don't you stay tuned to find out more on the next edition of Volunteer Houston, and we'll meet you then. Thank you.